What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Mysterio from the Build-A-Figure Lizard series. Here we do have Mysterio in the packaging. Really excited about this figure. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get him opened up, and then we'll have a better look at Mysterio. So stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Mysterio posed and out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's take a look at his Build-A-Figure accessory. He does come with the left leg of the Lizard Build-A-Figure, which we'll have a look at when Lizard is all said and done. As far as the Mysterio here goes, he does come with two little attachments. He does come with these two smoke attachments that you can put on either one of his legs, and they both look really nice. You just have to get them just right, otherwise they're going to look a little off. But once you get them on, it does make a really nice look for the figure. Now, I guess you can say his cape is also an accessory, but at the same time it is attached to the dome as well. So it's actually one of those that you want to keep it on, otherwise you'll see the head underneath it, which it isn't a bad head sculpt, but I much rather prefer the fish dome Mysterio over than not having the fish dome. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's actually take a closer look at Mysterio. And so here we have a closer look at Mysterio, and you can see there is a really nice head sculpt underneath this helmet, and you can actually remove his cape, but like I said, it does take the dome with it, so if you are going to take it off, just be aware that the dome is going to follow. And then what you're left with is this really nice skull with, I guess, a tentacle coming out of it. You can see it's coming out from the mouth going all the way to the back, and it's also coming out of the eye, which looks really, really nice. It is done in this pearlescent translucent plastic. I actually have the white variant, which I prefer over the green variant, mainly because it actually hides it a little more than the green-headed variant would. I know the first run of Mysterio had the green head. I actually have the white head, which I'm perfectly okay with. As we go through his costume, you can see it's a textured costume all the way around. It's exclusive to Mysterio, and you can see where his cape pegs into. Which, let's have a look at his cape, because it is nicely detailed. You can see all these intricate sculpted lines in it. And that's just the inside of it. The back of it is just a smooth cape, which it's a little to be desired. I would have liked to see this design carried over to the back, because this looks really, really nice, and it catches the light really well, just adding to the mystique of the character. And then, like I said, you can peg it into the back. As far as Mysterio himself goes, you can see his gauntlets are really nicely done. I love the dark green wash that is in them over the light metallic green. Just so nice. It really does bring out so much of the figure, and Mysterio is actually one of my favorite Spider-Man rogues, so having him in hand, it just looks really, really good. As far as his costume goes, it continues these line work all the way through until we get to his boots, which is done in that same metallic green. Unfortunately, unlike his gloves, they don't have any wash effects to bring out some of the detailing, mainly this line work here, and maybe a little bit in the front, but overall, still a really good effort for Mysterio, and I couldn't be any happier with it because it looks really nice. So with his detailing out of the way, let's actually take a moment and compare Mysterio here to a few other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Mysterio posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. And so here we have Mysterio posed next to a Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man and the GameStop exclusive Spider-Man. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at Mysterio's articulation. Now, if you have his cape and dome on, you lose all articulation at the head. You can't turn his dome, you can't have him look up and down. Although, no, you really can't. It's just the flexing of the cape because it doesn't sit perfectly well right there. But if you could get to it, he has a standard Marvel Legends ball joint with a hinge in the neck, but I'm going to keep the helmet on just so you can get an idea of what you're working with if you have him with the helmet on. As far as the rest of his articulation goes, his arms do go out to about that far. They would do a full 360, but they are hindered by the cape, so keep that in mind, that his cape does limit articulation. So they'd go forward and back, but again, cape gets in the way. We have a bicep swivel. Double bend in the elbow. However, the way you bend his elbow depends on how much range you have. If you bend the top joint, you pretty much get that far. If you bend the bottom joint first and then the top one, he actually gets a further bend. So again, if you use the bottom joint first, you get a deeper elbow bend than if you bend the top joint. I don't know why that is. It just is the way this figure was designed. He swivel and hinges at the wrist, although mine's a little stiff. I'm going to have to heat that up a little bit. As far as his ab crunch goes, he goes forward quite a bit. Would go back. Again, he is limited by the cape, but you can get it to go back. Just be aware that it is going to pop the cape out of the peg. He does rotate at the waist. Legs do go forward to about there. Go back, again hitting the cape. Out, not that far. We have seen better, and that's actually kind of sad for a Marvel Legends figure. He does swivel at the thigh. Double bend in the knee, although, yeah, there we go. Mine was a little stiff, but it is working now. And it looks like his legs are actually painted. I didn't notice that at first, but yeah, his legs appear to be painted. He does have a boot swivel, which does work pretty fine. Joint that goes forward and back for the ankle, and then forward facing pin for rocker. So overall, standard Marvel Legends articulation, but it is hindered in some areas, so do keep that in mind when you're posing this guy around. So with that out of the way, let's actually move on to my final thoughts on Mysterio. And so here we have Mysterio posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do like the way this figure came out. The amount of detailing on this figure is really good, and as a Mysterio fan, I'm really glad that Hasbro was able to do this figure justice. Now, there are two versions out there. There is the white-headed variant, which I do have, and then there's the first release that has a green head, which is a little harder to come by. If you're like me, you're just happy that you have a Mysterio in your collection, and the head color really didn't matter, although I think the white does look much better. If you can actually find Mysterio in the wild, it's a really good pickup. He's a really nice figure, and I do recommend you pick him up as soon as you see him, because this figure is going for $30 to $50 secondhand market, and being a popular character, his value is only going to go up. The Lizard Wave is starting to hit Walmart and Target. If you're able to find Mysterio, definitely pick him up. I found my Mysterio on Big Bad Toy Store along with the rest of the Lizard Build-A-Figures wave. So if you are looking for the Lizard Build-A-Figure case, at the time I'm making this video, he is still available for purchase on Big Bad Toy Store. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Marvel Legend videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.